What do you think is the biggest risk for lenders in the space right now?
I think there's two. One is potential fraud and the other is regulation.
Okay.
I think that regulation is one that we're in the private money lending space, business purpose loans is in like this weird category where we're not fully regulated, but there's some that kind of apply, some don't. Let's talk about federal regulation. But I think automation helps and hurts too. It's like the faster people go because of AI and get automated, it's almost like people might slip things through the crack because no one's actually
going and paying attention. So what advice would you give to someone who was in my shoes that was looking to hire somebody, and who would they look to hire?
I was like a rarity because I'd been in-house before. So I'd been in-house and I came from not doing employment law. I came from not doing, like before I went into house, like I didn't do employment, I didn't do a lot of the areas, but I learned everything while I was already an in-house counsel. You gotta look and find someone that has the skills that you need. That's honestly, if you've been at a company before, that helps a lot.
Yeah, like you know who the people are that you're working with.
Yeah.
What up? It's Fred Ray, the guy who started Rain City Capital back in 2009 when private lending wasn't exactly the cool kid on the block. Welcome to Good Nuggets, a podcast that's as much about the failures and holy shit moments as it is about the wins. Here's the deal. I watched people go from nearly walking out of the door to becoming absolute powerhouses in this business. We'll get into the weeds with loan officers, talk strategy with fellow lenders, and swap war stories with entrepreneurs who have been there. No fluff, no corporate BS. Just authentic conversations and practical takeaways you can actually use. So grab whatever you're drinking, get comfortable, and let's get after some good nuggets.
Hey y'all, Good Nuggets. We are here with Rain City's General Counsel, Katherine Christofilis. Welcome to the show, Katherine. So just so you all know, Katherine here is our General Counsel, and this is not under a client attorney privilege.
No.
This is not legal advice.
Exactly.
So don't take it that way. But we're going to talk more about life and law anyway.
Yeah.
Maybe a little law here and there. I remember when you first came on, I was like, I don't know. Is she going to be like straight-laced attorney lady? Or is she going to be able to like have a little bit of fun? And although you do hole up in your office and kind of keep to yourself, you still do have fun.
Well, I got to work. That's the big thing here. Got a lot to do.
This is true. Okay, so let's take it back a little bit. Obviously, I met you a couple of years ago. Can you walk me through? I mean, obviously, we don't need to go through like your whole life story, but I guess your like journey here or journey getting into this business. I think I remember you came into the workforce, like you graduated law school right around the time I was starting Rain City,
Yep.
Which is a shitty time for everybody. So maybe we can start at the shitty time and then like take a walk down memory lane a little bit.
Yeah. So when I got out of law school, it was like the start of the recession and people weren't basically hiring. Some of my classmates, like their jobs got pulled back. I went into like skincare and did like some compliance. And it was great. I liked it. And then I did marketing for a little bit. And then I was like, okay.
You did marketing?
Yeah, for a real short stint.
Gotta do what you gotta do, right?
Yeah. And I was like, oh, I kind of like want to do this. And I was like, yeah, no, thank you.
Did you have kids then?
No.
Were you married then?
No.
Oh, all right.
Oh, no. I didn't have kids for 5 years. So
okay.
I got married and then waited a while.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'll shut up now. Go
That's
ahead.
okay.
It's your story.
You're fine. And then I ended up being like, okay, maybe I do actually think I want to be an attorney. And so I went and I got a job with this solo practitioner down in Burien. And I was filing bankruptcies for individuals.
Cool.
Yeah, bankruptcies, like some real estate law. And I'd have people walk into my office with a box of bills. And be like, here, I need to file bankruptcy, and just hand it to me. I was like, well, who are your creditors? Like what? And they're like, it's right here. So I'd sit there and I'd just literally have to be opening mail. And like, just sometimes like people just really needed help too at that point. And I was like, well, I can sit here. Like, so I would do it, figure out all their creditors, and have them verify
like
afterwards.
2008, 2009.
Yeah, 2009. Yeah.
Yeah, like
that 2009, 2010.
Yeah. That was a pretty shitty time for sure.
Yeah. And then I decided, I think I need to be on the other side, more of the creditor side. I felt like I was like, I think I'm going to go. So I did switch, went to like the creditor's rights, was working for a foreclosure and litigation firm that did all the bankruptcies. So basically the Bank of America's, Nation Star, like all the big banks. And so I did anything and everything from like defending foreclosures to like post foreclosure evictions. Yeah. Last person that people saw on the way out.
That sounds like
fun. It was
fun.
Kind of bad. I know. But you got to treat everyone with dignity. That's what mattered.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And I think that was a big thing. That it's just you got to treat everyone with respect.
Yeah.
Yeah. And towards the end of my time at one of these firms, I was so pregnant. And so all the partners would just send me to all the hearings. And they'd be like, you go, because the judges just want you out of the courtroom.
Like, please do not have a baby.
Yeah, just basically, I remember in Pierce County once, like waddling up, and I'd gained like 100 pounds from where I'm now. Like I was big, and I would just waddle up there, hand my order, and be like, "Here you go, Your Honor. Will you sign this?" And he's like, "Well, your hearing is," and he'd look at me. I was like, my hospital's back in Seattle. Like, yep, okay, sounds good. Let's get you out of here. But yeah, and so then I ended up eventually I was at Williams Kastner and was doing more business litigation stuff. I had a recruiter called me. I just made partner, and I was like, oh, good, I need clients. And then I went and interviewed with another private money lender, and I ended up, they're like, do you want a job here? And I was like, oh, I was going to get you as a client, but so I did.
Nice. What made you make the leap from, corporate partner to, working for us knuckleheads in this crazy business?
Surprisingly, it's work-life balance. You wouldn't really think that because I feel like this industry goes so fast. Like even if the company, Brain City's been around since 2009, it still feels like a startup in a sense of like it's like shiny new objects is what I call all the time.
Shiny pennies. I hate those fuckers, man. They pop up everywhere.
I know you do.
God.
I do too. But yeah. So
squirrel.
Yep.
Except I just feel like I can turn every shiny penny into like this big piece of gold. And that's my problem. That's my entrepreneur ridiculousness going on. But it's a story for another day.
Yeah. Maybe later.
So work-life balance is why you went into
partly
it?
work-life balance. Like I have a family, I have 2 kids. And at that point, I had started, like the more you practice as an attorney, the bigger cases you get. Like I had one case like towards the end with like a biological and chemical weapon production facility over and not related to, like it was just like real estate / a business dispute. And they were based out of Eastern Washington. And it was against someone in like Taiwan. And I was like, this is like, I think that was like the end of my...
You're like, okay, I don't want to deal with this anymore.
It was just, it was fun. It was great, but it's all encompassing in a different way.
Yeah. So it's like, you go home and you're thinking about it all the time.
All the time. Like every aspect of the case. Because like you have to like run through like what's going to happen, like all the different avenues. Like you want to partly go think about like how do you settle and get out of this, but also how do you fight and prove your case. So, I liked it. I was good at it, but I wanted to stay married and be there for my kids.
Got it. So obviously you're not there anymore. Look, happy to have you. And like I said, best decision I ever made.
Thanks.
Okay, we got the Rain City question out of the way.
Okay.
I have another random question for you. Just popped into my head, but it's also applicable not only for attorneys, but just today. How much do you use AI in what you do now? And maybe versus like 2 or 3 years ago. And really, has it saved us money? Have you gotten efficiencies out of it? Is it crazy? Like, I guess, what's your experience with AI?
I use AI every day. Like, not 100% of the time, but I use it definitely every day. It has evolved from when I first started. I wasn't using ChatGPT at all to now. I use it on almost like not every project, but there's some component almost that always goes into ChatGPT or a different type of AI model.
Yeah,
And
is it just ChatGPT or is it other things too?
I've tried the other ones, but so far that's my favorite right now.
Got it. Have you like don't like 5? Do you don't like the changeover and went back to 4? Or are you using 5? Or do you even pay attention?
I'm using whatever shows up when I write ChatGPT in like the little browser, and it kind of automatically just shows up, and I click that.
Nice.
That's about what I'm using.
Sweet. So every day. That's
Every
a lot.
day. Yes.
I mean, what has it done to your productivity?
Increased it for sure. And it saved money, like you asked. It totally has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, would you or could you estimate a dollar amount?
I don't know if I can because it's hard because I'm not sure. But I mean,
It's like you're not paying someone else to go and do that.
yeah.
So one of the misnomers about hiring a general counsel is that they're just going to do all of the legal work. They're going to come in and like do all the stuff. And I think I never came in disillusioned like, okay, Catherine's going to come in and just do everything. But I expected you to be the quarterback of all of those things. And you've definitely been doing that. So, I mean, and like when you use ChatGPT every day, obviously you're theoretically saving time for yourself or time for other attorneys going out there. So if you as the quarterback and you're spending dollars to hire attorneys to do whatever, how much money do you think you save by not hiring someone else?
I would say probably, I mean, I've saved us at least like $50,000 for sure.
Dang.
Like just this year. Sorry, law firms.
That's a real number.
Yeah.
50 grand this year just based off of LLM ChatGPT.
Yeah.
That's some shit. I like that idea.
Yeah. I mean, we use Westlaw also.
Oh,
and
yeah, that's right.
that definitely helps, but I find myself using that less and less now.
Interesting.
The
So you're
more-
kind of like putting them against each other and
Yeah.
that's awesome.
I'll sometimes go into ChatGPT and I'll try and find like the statute or a quick answer, and then I'll take what I got there and go into Westlaw and try and find a document.
Got it.
So it's using the two together really helps.
Dang, that's a giant savings. I love to hear that.
Yeah, huge.
How do you see it evolving over time, or have you even really thought about it?
I have actually. There's a ton of legal articles out there. Like when I'm on LinkedIn, it's like constant, like how AI is driving the whole legal industry. And a lot of attorneys are like, am I going to get replaced? And I don't think it's going to change like the legal industry and how like lawyers practice, but I definitely think it will change a lot. I mean, as long as you double check the work, I mean, you could probably write a brief through AI. Now, I'm not condoning that. I'm not saying people should do that. But, I mean, you just have to double check everything.
Yeah. It's like trust but verify.
Yes, exactly. And that's the biggest part.
I think you have to do that with anybody and any attorney. I mean, I've seen documents that people draft and you're like, I think you missed that part or whatever.
From what I've been hearing from my friends that are practicing attorneys, people submit briefs to the courts all the time that are wrong, that are through AI.
Interesting. There was that. I remember that one article in New York where the guy just made some like basis claims that had nothing to do with it, but filed it.
Yeah, the courts are putting together like a list of like sanctions that have been issued based on attorneys doing this.
Interesting. Like the AI checkers and whatnot.
Yeah. Well, and just the cites are wrong. So like when you cite case law, you're supposed to then like cite like where it came from, like John versus Jane Doe, like XYZ, and like they're just wrong.
Got it. Man, AI, that's crazy. That's going to be interesting to see how it evolves, not only in the attorney world in general, but for us and for Rain City and, obviously for other lenders.
Yeah. I think what's going to be interesting for what I see the big change is going to be is like, let me put confidential information into AI and have that be protected and still get an output that is as good as what I could get from ChatGPT. That right there is where the next evolution will be.
And I feel like there's law firms are spending, tens of millions of dollars or more. I mean, hundreds of millions, billions of dollars just on that.
Yeah.
So I think that, like many law firms, they have paper files, but electronic files with all of these rulings and stuff that they've been around and done for 30, 40, 50, 60, however many years, right? So like they're a wealth of knowledge. They just have to like shove them in there and have it actually come out with something that's, not super dumb.
It's a Great idea. Write a summary judgment motion based on pleadings that have been filed the past 5 years at the firm under Washington law. Oh, I could see that.
Oh, they have it. They're spending it
Yeah.
for sure. I know firms that are doing it, or at least they told me that they're doing it. So they are going to win. I mean, if they don't do it, someone else is doing it. So it's like that means that everybody has to do it.
Are their legal bills going to be less then, since they're not spending as much time?
And they can't spend tens of millions of dollars and not be able to lower their prices. But who knows?
Yeah.
There might actually be a point where they have to lower prices, which that would be super cool. I like that. So evolution, you've seen a lot in 6 or 7 years.
I went through COVID with it, so that was very interesting.
Yeah.
Ups and downs, more like down than up. So
I thought it was kind of up.
not at the very beginning.
Yeah, the first 2 months were like, ugh. I worked more of those first 2 months. I never left my house, but I saw my family far less.
Yeah.
From mid-March through like June 1st. Then after that, it was all.
Yeah. It was a ramp up.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was. I think what I've seen evolved is the more rapid expansion. I feel like different lenders were more afraid to like evolve into like new states and like move into new states. And now I think everyone's so interconnected that the movement and expansion is faster.
Yeah.
Loan documentation has gotten better, the standardization of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what in particular are you wondering there?
I don't know. I mean, there's a lot there, right? Like
Yeah.
Wall Street's taken over.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Which that lends to the standardization of a lot of things because like the end receptacle really wants to have something that is, standardized. It's Fannie Freddie in a really big swath, but
Yeah, it used to be more just like all private investors and like you create funds, and now it's huge. It's like you said, it's Wall Street driven. If you're not jumping on that boat, then you're going to be left behind.
yeah, which is my thesis in general.
Yeah.
That was the reason why we did our deal, and we'll do more.
Yeah,
it's because you kind of have to, unfortunately. But that's crazy. So 6 or 7 years in the business. What is your most favorite thing to do in this business and least favorite thing to do?
I say least favorite. I'll start with least favorite. I think it has to do with like the number of it's when I have 1,000-page securitization agreement right in front of me, knowing that I need to review it. I think that's probably one of my least favorite things.
We are on the same page in that one.
Yeah, I just remember I was like one time I was like I think I just have to print this like double-sided. Like I just have to like print it and then have it up on the screen so when I get tired of looking at something else, I can look at the other thing and put notes on it. But that's probably the least favorite. I think
just the anticipation or actually going through the document?
It's the going through the document when when there's terms that relate to like 3 other agreements and then you have to pull them all up together, and especially the first time around because I wasn't sure I wasn't sure how they would interact and how it would actually play out.
Yeah.
Like little bits and you can try and conceptualize it, but you don't until you really do it. It makes a big difference. So it's like I'm reading this with people on the team and I'm like, what exactly, like how does this provision work? And now I understand.
Yeah. That only cost us
a lot of
a
money.
few $100,000. It's
Yep,
fine.
that's right.
No big deal.
That wasn't me.
I wish ChatGPT could have solved us on that one, but that's another story altogether. So that's your least favorite part. What's your most favorite part?
I think it's I really like the state kind of expansion. I like the growth part. So it's like, how do we grow into different states, different markets, different types of businesses? That part I like the best, the creating. And I think we've given a lot of free reign here, like in a sense, like now if I think of an idea, you're generally okay with it.
Yeah, as long as it's not crazy.
Yeah, and I'm legal. It's not that crazy.
It's always funny. One of the things I make comments, and like it's not entirely true, but it's so true. Like, you don't really stray far away from like your personality. Like you kind of get what you get, which I enjoy. But it's also like you're definitely a freaking attorney like all the time. You're just like, well, do I have my attorney hat on? And it's like you never take it off. You always have it on. It's just whether, it's like, am I on the payroll right now? Yes or no?
How am I answering this?
So funny. I always give everybody one question at some point in time. So you can only ask me one question. And shoot, what question you have for me? If you could, put me on the spot for whatever it is.
They didn't prepare me for this one.
Do you want to think about it?
I'll think about it for a second.
Okay. Tell me about Taylor Swift. So y'all know my story about Taylor Swift. If you don't, go back however many episodes and go and listen to it. It's like 10 or 15 minutes, 10 minutes if you keep it up. Catherine was like, you gotta do it.
I guilt tripped you. I thought I almost pushed you too far. Like I talked to my husband. I was like, literally was like, Fred, you need to buy tickets. And I was like, are you being cheap?
I'm so glad I didn't buy tickets because it made for a better story later.
Yeah.
But
you went.
I did go, and I did have your voice ringing in my head. I was like, Catherine. She's like, you gotta go. Okay, so how many times did you go? Where did you go? And would you have gone without kids, or were your kids kind of an influence? Let's go over the Taylor Swift fandemonium.
Okay, so the first time we went to the first Seattle show. I want to say it was like the Friday night when she played in Seattle, and that was without kids.
That was July, right? That was like summer.
Yeah, it was summer, and we had a friend that their family like does like some type of electronics for the Seahawks, and so she's like, hey, this is a year before, she's like, I've got a suite to Taylor Swift, do you want to come? And I was like, sure. She's like, well, tickets are like $1,000. I was like, okay, that's like fine. And back then I was like, that's a lot of money, like I can't believe I'm going to spend this. And I was like, well, my husband's going to come, so it was Dimitri and my husband and I went. And he and we were blown away. We had I wasn't really expecting anything. I kind of listened to her music, but not really, and just the performance was insane. Yeah. And then that next day, my daughter is watching Taylor Swift all day long. I'm in the concert recovery mode, and it's 7:00, and I sit there and I text my husband. I was like, should I take her? He's like, what? I was like, should I take her? He's like, you have it in you. You can do this again. It's like, oh yeah. And he's like, yeah, I'll drop you off. I was like, okay, great. It's like, she doesn't go on until 8, so we're fine. So I literally bought tickets right then, and I looked at my daughter, and I was like, and she's 11 now. So she was probably, might have even been 9 or 10. Yeah. And one or the other. And she literally just almost starts crying, runs upstairs, gets dressed, and then comes down. And he drops us off, and there we go.
That's awesome. So
that's twice.
Okay. Attorney stuff. What do you think is the biggest risk for lenders in the space right now? If you're going to talk to someone that's either starting it out or maybe whatever, doing a couple $1 million, what's their biggest risk you see?
I think there's two. One is potential fraud, and the other is regulation.
Okay.
I think that regulation is one that we're in the private money lending space. Business purpose loans is in like this weird category where we're not fully regulated, but there's some that kind of comply, some don't. Let's talk about federal regulation.
Yeah.
And then there's various states out there that we have to abide by regulation. But I think that's the biggest risk is, I think, almost a possible change that could impact.
So like, a swipe of a pen by some administration in a state that doesn't allow us to do it anymore.
And then you're shut down. Or you have to then change the business model, change how you're doing things.
Yeah. Interesting.
And then the other one's fraud.
Yeah.
Fraud
is fraud.
I know.
That's a tough one.
But I think automation helps and hurts too. It's like if like the faster people go because of AI and get automated, it's almost like people might slip things through the crack because no one's actually
going and paying
attention. So
yeah. There's I feel like there's ways to solve some of that stuff, but I mean, I do a whole like podcast. Maybe we do another thing on just fraud.
Yeah.
Like obviously stuff that we've seen, but stuff that's out there, other tangential things of like how you can be affected with like the bank statements and title. But I think there's one that we just got stung recently where the guy he did the old school thing, which is I'm going to finance this property 3 times on the same day. Like, what are you going to do? I mean, obviously the title company's pissed at that point and we have a title claim and whatever, but that's that. I mean, you're not going to all of a sudden fix that unless you move on to the blockchain or something. Mm-hmm. And then it gets tripped up. But we are so far away from that. You imagine like podunk counties in Washington doing everything on blockchain. Like, no, it's never going to happen. That's crazy.
I'm ready for my question.
You are?
Uh-huh.
I'm talking to you this whole time. You're just thinking about stuff?
No, I just thought of it right now.
All right.
What do you feel like is the biggest risk?
Growth. And for all the reasons that you said and things slipping through the cracks. But I would say most importantly that what we're seeing is that when we go into markets and we don't know what the hell we're doing. Mm-hmm. So like our default rate in Washington and Oregon is very low. You look at our default rate in Texas. I mean, Texas is terrible as a state, not necessarily like
to live there.
not to live there. I'm just saying like the real estate market is horrible. Florida, another one too. I mean, that's one we walked back like 6 months ago. So yeah, I think growth is our biggest risk. I think the things that like fraud is always going to be a thing. You have to underwrite better. But like the people that grow, they get stung. And I think that's the thing that I'm always measuring in the back of my mind is like, okay, how and what and where. And on my wrist, my word of the year is measured. Oh. And yeah, I get made fun of because this used to be blue. Now it's like white on the outside and blue in the middle. It's like worn so bad it looks cool. But this is, I never take it off. And this is what like, try to be measured and not go crazy. Because that's the other thing too is like we could go whole hog, do all these crazy securitizations. There's plenty of money out there to grow as much or as quickly as we want or we can. And because of that enablement, I think you really have to mind your P's and Q's and not really take it to the end of the earth. I mean, there's companies that are going from 0 to $1 billion run rate. Their credit quality can't be great.
No.
Unless they're like spending, a ton of time and energy on technology that's not like off the shelf. But who knows? But
even doing it yourself, it still takes time.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm also kind of a weenie when it comes to that stuff. And it's like I'm more of like, let's grow, 20% annually rather than let's pop 100% annually. Even though we're having good years for sure, and we're up where the rest of the industry is down, I want to continue on that trend and not just go like this.
Yeah. I'd
rather have a consistent growth for those reasons. I just don't want to get my ass kicked. Which, it's bound to happen, but
it's not that bad.
Yeah, I just don't want to get my ass kicked, and I want to still have a business. I'm a child of 2008. I lost all my money in 2008, so repeating that sounds terrible. I don't want to do that again. Definitely no fun at all. I was actually wondering, I was like, man, how would I go about firing Katherine? That would suck. Like, how do you fire an attorney? I don't know. It seems like you're in on all of these decisions, so like...
I'm obviously not going to answer this for you.
Fair enough. I mean, I just have to say it, but that would, yeah. Anyway, I was thinking about that today too.
So you were thinking about firing me today?
No, well, I was thinking about like what would be the situation? Like, how would I actually end up doing that?
Okay.
I'm always worst case scenario, and like I think about that stuff too much. That's probably
Yeah, it almost prevented you from even hiring me. I think, maybe.
No, not
Okay.
necessarily. No, I would say that. Look, I mean, there's not many people that come in with experience. And I know that we needed this position. I know we didn't need it when you started it, but I knew we were going to need it soon after that. I was like, dude, we got to pull the trigger on this for sure. But then it was like probably 3 or 6 months of just me testing you.
Oh, yeah.
I'd like throw little lobs in the water.
All the time, guys.
Yes, I do. This is my character flaw. But it also, like, I needed you to know where I was coming from, because I'm pretty particular. Like, I want to stay. My whole mantra is like, keep my side of the street clean, and I wanted you to know that for sure, because it definitely influences decisions. I mean, there's times where, like, you've actually talked me out of going hard, and you're like, just fucking pay it, shut up. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, fine. But that was an important part, because I'm not a micromanager at all. Like, I needed you to understand what the decision I needed to be made and how I want them made, and after that.
Yeah.
But also, I think we're pretty similar too.
It's risk profile. It's me understanding like the risk that you're willing to take. Like, and it depends on like what type of risk as well. So it was getting to know, like, there's like legal risk, there's compliance risk, there's just operational, like employment matters, like everything. So
Yeah. So what's the advice you would give someone who is just starting out, or not just starting out, but thinking about bringing, like, for us, we were spending a lot of money on attorneys, and it was between Jen and myself, we were spending a lot of time just on like attorney things. We didn't need it, but it was, I mean, I was probably 10 hours of my week with random stuff that was hanging out. I know my math around it and how I end up like, but what advice would you give to someone who was in my shoes that was looking to hire somebody? And who would they look to hire?
that's a good question. I think if you have 40 or more employees is something to consider in general regarding employment, HR matters. Also, if you're going to experience big growth, and whether it's private money lending, whether it's like you're a tech company that's looking to grow into like different markets and different services, I think it's a good place to hire. I think I was like a rarity because I'd been in-house before. So I'd been in-house and I came from not doing employment law. I came from not doing, like, before I went into-house, like, I didn't do employment. I didn't do a lot of the areas, but I learned everything while I was already an in-house counsel. So that was good. Look to poach someone else. Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of, you gotta,
that's how it works, right?
Yeah, you gotta look and find someone that has the skills that you need. That's, honestly, if you've been at a company before, that helps a lot.
Yeah, like, who the people are that you're working with.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's flip it a little bit. So let's just say you're an attorney, and you're working at a firm. You brought on a client. You work with them a bunch. They approach you and say, "Hey, I want to hire you." What advice would you give to the attorney that is, looking to make a move and make the jump?
My advice would be that is your one client. So make sure you think you can work with them and make sure you know them well enough. Because you don't get, at a law firm, you have multiple clients. When you're in-house, I have one client. Mm-hmm. And so you really have to get to know the company beforehand. I think that's the biggest part. And then, do you like doing that type of work? Is there growth opportunity? Like, do you want to, it's like kind of what they're looking for.
Yeah. It's like, does your skill set and your want to fit the needs of their wants and or whatnot?
Because you could go to a company and you can literally just write contracts all day. Like, I mean, they got like all the big companies out there, Facebook, and I mean, they have individuals that specialize in like one specific thing. Or you can go and be the only attorney at a company like Rain City, and my day literally goes from reading a loan agreement to an employment agreement, and then all of a sudden we go to doing a podcast.
Yeah. What's the
Like,
random shit that I'm
yeah.
going to ask you today?
Yes. Do I want to walk outside my office or not?
Well, usually it's a message of like, hey, you got a second?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're like, sure. Remember the time when you're like, hey, just call me. It's fine. You can just call me whenever. And then whenever I call you,
And
it's
you
like,
did.
No, I did it like 4 times. And then you're always somewhere random.
That was a random day, okay? I had to take...
It was more than that. You're like, okay, now I'm downstairs or I'm upstairs. That was super funny.
Well, because my phone still doesn't beep. It's part of the problem. We haven't figured that out. I need to give it to IT.
Oh, that was so funny. I
Yeah.
was like, okay, this is the reason why I asked. Like, hey, do you have a minute? Then you can
But what I'm saying is
take
that...
the 45 seconds to walk upstairs or to go...
Yeah, but also, because I wasn't seeing it, and then it would go like 5 minutes if I was like downstairs eating something. And if it's that important, call me. Anyways.
I don't have your phone number. I don't call. I usually leave people alone. Unless I need them. I
Yeah.
try to just... I think this is the reason why people don't call me. I'd say that's the number one thing. That people like, Fred, you're so busy. I'm never, I just feel bad calling you. No one ever calls me. Everyone has the exact same methodology. I think it's funny. Look, we could hammer this stuff out all day. Thankfully, you work here, and we could do this again. One thing that I was thinking about right as we were sitting here, I was like, it'd be fun to tackle just shit that is going on
Yeah.
in the market at any given time. Because there's like, all the DSCR, fraud, valuation craziness. There's like the New Jersey prepayment penalty thing.
Oh, yeah. That's an interesting one.
Yeah. And there's a bunch of other things that obviously like you would have an opinion on. It doesn't
Even
have to
like
be
preparing
an
a
hour.
title claim. When should people file a title? People don't think that's interesting, but I mean, I kind of do. I'll talk about title claims all day. Sorry, Fred. Fred shot that one down, guys.
We're not going to talk about title claims.
Fine.
I mean, you could do your own freaking thing. You can do a Good Nuggets title claim only and just do a tutorial. Actually, that doesn't sound like fun at all. I don't even.
It's not even like the title claim part. It's more of the issues that come up.
I think
Like so-and-so's dad died back in 2009 and didn't deed the house, and now some random person's claiming to own it. Now we got to hunt them down.
weird shit does happen.
Mm-hmm.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe we could have a weird case day.
Oh.
Maybe that's what any of our like 6 followers, or
Yeah.
maybe like the 18 listeners. Hey, give us some feedback.
Yeah.
On what we should do. That'd be kind of fun. Actually, the only classes I did really well in college, for what little college I did go to, was econ and law.
Mm.
So those are the 2 fun ones. I kind of geek out, especially the title claim stuff. It's weird, but I don't think anybody else is going to listen to any title claim bullshit.
That's okay. We can do horror stories.
Horror stories. Man, could you even share any of those things, or is it like you could do like broad strokes in detail?
100% we could do broad strokes.
Nice. Awesome. Well, Catherine, thanks for coming on. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for putting up with me every day. And you're an asset to Rain City. No one fucking take her.
Thanks, Fred.
Rude. All right. Thanks.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye.